For me, it's very simple. These people need protection and we stand next to them. And because we are many and because we have the means, we can do it. We can make it. Because human rights cannot be for some. It's either for all or they are not there.
Efi, you're a psychologist and a human rights activist.
Yes.
Why did you become a human rights activist?
I was like a citizen living in this town of Mytilene since 2001. And in one point I realized there are so many people arriving and there is a big detention place in town and I don't know anything about it. And also there are people who die in the sea and nobody knows what happens to them, how the funeral happens and what happens to the relatives that are looking for them. It was the idea of being living in a city, in a society, and not knowing what is happening next to you, to other people, and the violation of their rights. That is something that is not acceptable. It's kind of terrifying and dangerous, not knowing and not supporting other people suffering next to you.
Now, one of the organisations you founded is Lesvos Solidarity.
We started to support refugees in the street of Mytilene when the flow started again to arrive here in 2012. And then we asked for an open place without police, without fences, that these people will be supported by the locals and the activists and the volunteers. And they will have real human and dignified conditions. And that's how we started PICPA, very spontaneously, with no budget. We just wanted a place that is human for these people, that we will be next to them, and that we will have a proof that these people can live out of detention, and that detention is not needed. In 2016, when we had that unfortunate moment that we had the EU-Turkey deal and thousands of refugees were trapped in Lesvos, we decided that we need to do something different to support them. It's not enough just to give them food. Also, we had to work with the locals. So we wanted to create a place, a beautiful place, not a place that reminds us all the misery and the problems that are connected to refugees, but a nice place that they will have education, they will have activities, they will have workshops and cultural activities with the locals. And that's how we started.
The community, this is another part of the community being actively and directly concerned about the fate of refugees. And my impression on Lesvos is that people here do worry about refugees. They are worried about what happens to them.
There are many people in Lesvos that are worried, and they show a solidarity to these people in a very difficult time. When 2015 we had thousands of people in the streets of Lesvos. And this is something that was never documented on camera, because simple people that they are not appear in the media or they don't show off, they show amazing solidarity that saved life. There are other people, they are more on the side of we must save our lives, we must save our country, we must be kind of more distant to this refugee issue because we have our problems. It's normal. Xenophobia is also part of our human...
And philoxenia.
Philoxenia also, philoxenia. So we have to deal with this. We have to work with the society, make clear what is happening with the refugees, how normal and human is this, and how normal and human is to choose philoxenia instead of xenophobia.
Of course, what is happening is that countries like Hungary and Serbia and Croatia have put up fences to stop refugees getting from Greece across to Western Europe.
Yes.
And Britain has put up a fence at Calais to prevent anyone getting from France across to Britain. The idea of the Refugees Convention was to share the burden.
Yes.
And now everyone's saying, no, no, you stay where you are.
We cannot stop this flow and this crisis with fences. And the fences are created also to prevent us from being near to refugees. So this is very dangerous. This separation, this division is very dangerous.
My impression in Greece is that most of the people respond to refugees as other human beings, but governments treat refugees as just something to be pushed away.
That's true. That's true. The refugees themselves say that a lot, talk about this. They say that the people welcoming us, and they are very positive, the Greek people. But the government, the police, the authorities, they treat us as garbages.
And I think what a lot of people overlook is that it is a very painful thing to leave your home to look for somewhere else to be. It's not something you do for fun.
This is not difficult to understand. Every one of us has to look at himself, has to identify to this experience. It's very hard to lose your home, the identity, the land, the things that you know, what is familiar and intimate to you. It's very hard to lose it. But if you see it from your heart, you see that the same people, the same needs, the same situation of asking for help, asking for support, asking for safety is a very human thing, and it's there for all of us.
And what you're doing is making refugees think, yes, you have a home, it's here.
Yes, that's what we try to do. And it's a very simple thing, but still we have to fight for this.
Well, it's a wonderful thing that you're fighting for it.
Thank you.